failures in terms of life, in terms of relationships. I know we Christians like to be really dramatic. My season of singleness began to, come to an end. Not that I even expected it or anything. First time in my life, I was so content that I felt like I was able to pour out and send some love and encouragement to other girls that have felt the way I felt. I just found it quite amazing how sometimes the enemy can tell you these lies. Those are not the words that God has spoken over his children. But she died in prayer and her last words were amen. See my wig, I made it myself, so the edges not the best.
You fix me, I'm blinded. Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fix me, now I'm blinded.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. So today we're doing a little get ready with me, and before we get into the makeup and a little chit chat, first I need to sort out this hair. As you can see, it's very dry. The first thing I'm going to do is spray some water on it to get it soft and easy to work with. So next I'm going to go in with a shea butter paste that I made myself, a little concussion, and then I am going to just use that to detangle my hair generally. Next, I'm going to be parting the hair into even smaller segments, and I'm going to further detangle with Oma oil. This is actually by another YouTuber, Chiaka Valentina, her latest product. I had to melt it in the microwave for about 2 seconds and I was good to go. All I did was pump a small amount into the palm of my hand, rubbed it into my hair and then brushed it further with the Demon brush. Then I started braiding my hair into cornrows. So I'm just going to carry on working that through my hair. And guys, what I really like about this product is that although it's an oil, it's got a really nice thick consistency, which is just perfect for my 4C hair. And lastly, I'm just going to grab a huge dollop and rub it all over my hair, try and get it on my scalp, and then I'm going to start to lay my edges. So I'm going to start doing my makeup now, and originally I wasn't sure whether to make this a chit chat video, but I thought, you know what, why don't I update you guys on, what's been going on in my life recently. Life has been very hectic. Obviously you guys know I'm in university, and uni has been very long lately. All my uploads have sort of gone to down from like twice a month to like once a month, and that is just down to university. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to tell you guys about was a project that I recently did called 14 Days of Love. Some of you may have seen it on social media, some of you may have not. If life was ideal and I had all the time in the world, I would have done some segments on YouTube as well. Well, most of you will know that I did a Valentine's special last year, and that was me talking with Dulcie about God Where Is My Boaz. My loyal subscribers anyway will know that 2015 was very rocky for me in terms of failures, in terms of life, in terms of relationships. For me, 2016 was my year of healing. You guys have probably noticed I've got this horrible sty on my eye, and that's down to university stress, but hopefully that will go down soon. I'm gonna see the GP this weekend hopefully and try and get that sorted out. It's been there for about 5 months now. It's really horrible and it just keeps growing. After a series of failed relationships, I kind of got to a stage where I was just like, you know what, God, please, I've had enough of this pain, I've had enough of this heartbreak. Just for once in my life, I want to be on my own. I don't need any guy disturbing me right now. I don't need any relationship stress. I just want it to be me and God. I want to get to know myself. I want to build a better relationship with God. There's no we Christians like to be really dramatic, so we call that sort of moment in your life when you just want to build a relationship with God and forget about relationships is your season of singleness. So 2016 for me was my season of singleness, quote unquote, where I wasn't attracting guys, I wasn't trying to attract guys. I feel like God really just shielded me from everything relationships for a second. And in my season of singleness, I learned so much about love, about what God considers me as a woman of God, and about what God considers love, what love should be like in a biblical sense. Towards the end of last year, as my season of singleness began to, you know, come to an end. Not that I even expected it or anything. I was just learning some new things as well. I think the first sort of thing that was ministered to me was I was inspired to go and check out the story of Rachel and Jacob in regards to pursuit. And I just kept reading and I made loads of notes. It was the Bible is so juicy, such an interesting story, and I just found it so fascinating. These messages that I read in this story, I was like, wow, I need to somehow share this, but I wasn't quite sure how to do that. And Valentine's Day was coming up the next year, and God just kind of reminded me of how I used to feel when I was by myself, not necessarily having anybody in my life that I can call bae or, you know, a partner kind of thing. I mean, there's always been someone, like I mentioned to you guys before, but it's never been real, never been certi, as we Londoners like to say. God was just reminding me of like the emotions I used to go through. Just the fact that Valentine's Day is that time of the year that reminds you of how single you are and how lonely you are, and And for the first time in my life, I was so content that I felt like I was able to pour out and send some love and encouragement to other girls that have felt the way I felt. And so 14 Days of Love was inspired. So the days preceding Valentine's Day talk about love, talk about what God considers love, etc, etc. And guys, this project, I was trying to argue, you know, with God. I was like, wait, 14 days, that's a long time, you know, to be sending Bible verses, people not gonna get tired. God was just kind of like to me, just trust me and just do what I've said kind of thing. And sometimes we just need to follow the vision that God has given us and just do it, just execute it. Like I said on Snapchat, like I was talking about it very briefly before I started the project, I was really, really scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose followers. I've never really taken a stand for Christ like this before. The weird thing about that is I actually gained followers. That wasn't the aim, but I did. And I just found it quite amazing how sometimes the enemy can tell you these lies, and those are not the words that God has spoken over his children. And the devil will come and start whispering these things in your ears to discourage you from actually going and spreading the word of God. Like, oh, nobody's gonna listen, oh, this will catch air, and none of that was true, guys. None of that. I remember speaking to Dami. Oh yeah, I partnered up with a man of God called Dami. He focused on the men whilst I focused on the women for the 14 days. You all should go check it out, seriously, at Mo Chunks, at Dami Tola Oluwa, if you haven't seen it already. And I remember as we were praying for the project, I was saying to him like, wow, I'm really scared. Like even before I put up the intro, I was like, I'm really scared, like how are people going to receive this? He was just like, God has not given you the spirit of fear, like we just need to go for. And another thing I discovered about this whole thing was that sometimes we make ministry about us when in reality it's all about God. God is merely using us as a vessel. Whatever it is you do, whether you encourage people, whether you're an usher in church, whether you're a singer in church, the minute you take yourself out of the equation and just let God be God, all fear, I'm telling you, all fear will disappear. You realize that since God is the source of power, he is the source of talent, he's the source of wisdom. I do want to use that to encourage you guys to like live as fearlessly as possible. A lot of people never get things done because they're so scared to take that first risk. What are people going to say? If you live by people's praises, you will die by their criticism. Another thing about 2016 is that was the year that I really completely like detached myself from social media validation. There was a stage in my life when comments were really getting to my head. It wasn't about the likes, but if I didn't get a comment saying, wow, this is a lovely picture, or wow, this is hot, if you know, Snapchat people, I wouldn't feel like that was a great picture. I wouldn't feel like I was beautiful. To get away from that, I kind of just started doing this thing where I just post and go. I don't just sit there watching the comments come through like, yes, 10 comments. I just completely detached myself from that. And I feel like that is one of the things that gave me bravery to do this, because I was just like, you know what, even if people like it, even if people don't comment on it, I've posted it. I had so much going on, guys, in terms of like coursework. I was like, God, 14 days is a long time to commit myself to something like that. But again, the fact that I detached myself from social media meant I didn't spend time on it. You know, it was only during my break times from when I was doing work that I would go and, check, oh, someone's commented, oh, someone's quote tweeted, then I'll retweet it. So guys, live fearlessly, man. Wow, I've only gotten my eyebrows done. You know what, I'm gonna finish my eyebrows off camera and I'm gonna come back. I've done my eyebrows now. I cannot believe how far the project went in terms of like the people that were touched. I was thinking I was gonna get maybe like 10 retweets, and I was okay with that. I already like gave myself the pep talk that even if things go that way, at least one person that God per day that God touches, then job is done, kind of thing. I just can't believe like the things that have been started off the back of 14 Days of Love. I'm sure somebody started a new Instagram profile called I Am a Man. That just shows you really like how much the men get left out in terms of like relationship talks. It's weird, isn't it? Yet we focus so much on women and the things they're not doing right. The men need a bit of comfort too. The men need a bit of advice too. So that's why I really thought it was important to not leave them out in the season of love. My Valentine's Day, I went to a nice spa. Sophie, my sister's in the background, she's laughing. That's something I've started cultivating really. I started it at the end of last term, and that's because I was so stressed. And I decided after my first spa experience that I'm gonna be doing this every sort of like 2 months or so. It's not pricey, but it is. It's about £30 for a good treatment. And I always get my spa deals from like Groupon and stuff like that. I already kind of said to myself that I didn't really want to do anything with anybody on Valentine's Day because of the way uni is set up. But then the weekend I would be able to give a whole day to someone, which I did. We went to a nice event together, little boat cruise. Some of you may or may not have seen that on Instagram. It was in London on the River Thames. And it was really nice actually, surrounded by people of God, and we got to spend time together. In fact, we spent most of the night together on the what do you call it, the boat balcony, the bit where you can see the sea. Yeah, that was really nice, quite romantic. It's getting to that time of the year where I'm feeling like I need to take a retreat. Well, I have been taking a retreat already, but I haven't quite told you guys yet. Yeah, there's just so much going on right now, and I feel like in life we need to prioritize. Some of the things that do have to get sacrificed is like social media. The main one that I see myself being active on for the next couple of months or so is Instagram, and that's because this year I really want to build my Instagram profile. So I've been very intentional about the kind of pictures I post. Things like Twitter, YouTube, I'm gonna be taking a bit of a retreat from that. People that are killing the game actually on YouTube. Courtney Daniela, she's doing a bomb job of YouTube right now. I don't know how she does it because I know she's busy with uni as well, and she uploads pretty much weekly. Don't know what the hell I've done to this eyebrow, but I'm just gonna move on. With the projects, God just kind of told me that there would be challenges. This looks so crazy on camera, wow. And there were. I actually lost my grandma 2 days before the project started, and that really, it was really upsetting because I really wanted to see her before anything like that happened. I remember saying to my mom that these people are getting old, like we need to go back to Nigeria and see them, my siblings and I. That was quite upsetting for me to like come to terms with the fact that I didn't get to, like, you know. The thing about my grandma is she's such an amazing woman of God especially, and the maddest thing about that whole situation was her last words. She died in prayer and her last words were amen, and that just more than anything pushed me even more to do the project and just take a stand for God for once in my life. She just radiated love. She was all about God, you know, just an amazing woman. But more than anything, she actually inspired me to aim to become that virtuous woman. I just think it's amazing how God can use anyone as a vessel. I know where I was before. There's still a long way to go back. The things I know today is from being an idiot, from making the wrong decisions, it's from not listening to God, it's from not being patient. A lot of things I learned in life and have stuck with me, I learned the hard way. I really don't like when people do their contour and they go all the way down. It doesn't suit every nose. If you have a round nose like mine, always do this and a line. Trust me, it looks so much better. In regards to like relationships and where I am at in my life, I'm dating again. God has sort of opened that door. I'm in a stage in my life whereby so much is going on that I don't feel like I'm ready to be anybody's partner, like official partner. I for once in my life want to take things very slow. I want to finish this chapter of my life before I feel like I can commit myself fully to anybody, because I feel like being a girlfriend, being someone's partner is a full-time job, and right now I can't even reply to messages. Terrible. And that's not because I don't want to, that's just because I'm very busy. If you know me, you know I work around the clock, literally from the moment I wake up to the time I sleep. I have a couple breaks here and there, but that's for me to maybe pre-Snapchat, pre the TL time, go on Instagram, post a picture. Not a lot of time on my hands right now, so I'm just enjoying the season that I'm in, and I'm very, very content. It's such a nice place to just be at peace. Whilst being pursued, I don't mind that. For once, I'm the one saying let's take it slow, and I like that. I like the power that I have right now. Sophie wants to say her.
Hey guys, it's the girl.
Sophie, go away. I can't find my contour kit right now, so I'm just gonna use one brown from my eyeshadow palette. Oh, I feel like it's gonna be horrible. And guys, when I say dating, I don't mean that talking mess that I used to be involved in. I mean actually going out on dates with someone, actually being pursued, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm into now. I feel like I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown woman and I don't need to be messing with little boys anymore. Oh yeah, baby. My blush, okay, completely finished. Just trying to scratch my eyelashes on. Now for my favorite parts. Highlight blink. I know when the highlight blink. Hey, I can only do one thing. Come on. Ever since I left the city, you. You know people that sing, they always have to remix everything. Speaking of singers, someone recently just launched their YouTube channel for singing, and I really like that. I feel like YouTube sometimes all about talking and it's all about makeup. But someone came on YouTube to be a singer, and I'm gonna put the box down below. I believe her name is Grace. Yours favorite part of the whole makeup thing, all of it doesn't even matter till we get to this point right here. Let me look at the YouTubers. Speaking of growing, actually, I recently changed all my social media handles stroke at, whatever you're gonna call it, from Mo_Chunky to Mo Chunks. I felt like 21 now, Chunky, like that's what they used to call me when I was young. I asked people on Snapchat and people were just kind of saying that I feel like people know you more as Mo Chunks, people call you Mo Chunks. Everything to Mo Chunks makes sense. So if you've been looking for me on my other videos, it would have said Mo_Chunky. Yeah, that's been changed to Mo Chunks. I just feel like it's more grown. Although Chunky came out of obviously the fact that I am a chunky girl, and the AAY actually stands for attitude, ambition and youthful essence. I was really young when I made that up, but I think it's time to let go of the K now and just be Mo Chunks. For me, the only annoying thing is I can't change my Snapchat name. I will make a new Snapchat. I must admit, that bubble gum is popping. Another thing I forgot to mention, guys, actually is shush, Sophie. I recently started trying a new foundation. It's the Lancome one. I've got the tester. Where is it? I've got the tester bottle in the shade 12, and I'm very, very used to my MAC NC50. But what I find about that is, because I have hyperpigmentation, I chose that shade to match the rest of my body. This my foolish battery won't let me be great. I love a dewy finish, guys. So I'm just gonna some water to my wig. See my wig, I made it myself, so the edges not the best, so I can't do that bond thing that you YouTubers do. That no, doesn't look cute. Just have to manage it when it's down. Hi guys. Sophie!
I did say don't start recording.
So this is the finished look. I haven't felt this fleeky in a long time. Wow. Oh yeah, what I was saying before I got really cut off was that in terms of my girls with hyperpigmentation like myself, something I've always done is try to use a lighter foundation to match the rest of my body. But actually that looks very horrible when there's like flash on and all of that kind of stuff. So what I've decided to do for the first time was try a darker foundation. So this is my tester, and I'm actually going to purchase the full thing soon. Use a darker foundation, re-highlight, use a light concealer that will match the rest of your skin tone. Honestly, you are good to go. It looks so much better on camera, in person. I mean, I will never find foundation that's going to be as dark as my neck, because I've got a really dark neck. That's the main problem. But I think it blends a lot more now rather than the light yellow and dark and ooh, it just didn't look good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel for more. Until next time, peace and love, peace and chunk.
Lord, I've been broken, Although I'm not worthy, you fix me.